Think back to a single summer when you were a kid. One summer, it felt like it lasted forever. The afternoons went on and on. A school year felt like a decade. The weeks before your birthday seemed to crawl by on purpose. Now think about this past year of your life. It's probably already a blur. A whole year gone before you even finished deciding what to do with it. Same amount of time, exactly the same number of days. So why does one feel endless and the other feels like it evaporated? It's not your imagination. The sense that time speeds up as you get older is one of the most universal feelings human beings share. Almost everyone in every place eventually says the same thing. Where did the time go? And the real explanation is stranger than you'd think. It says something a little unsettling about how most of us are living right now, and something surprisingly hopeful about how we could fix it. Let's start with the oldest explanation because it's the simplest. It's pure math. Back in 1897, a French philosopher named Paul Janet pointed out something obvious once you hear it. Every new year of your life gets measured against all the years that came before it. When you are 5 years old, 1 year is a fifth of your entire life. 20%. An enormous slice of everything you have ever known. No wonder a summer felt like an age. It practically was compared to the little life you'd lived so far. But when you are 50, that same year is just 1/50th of your life. 2%. The same 365 days. But now it's a thin sliver against a huge stack of years behind you. By that logic, a year should feel about 10 times faster at 50 than it did at 5. And by the time you're 80, time would be racing by something like 16 times faster than it did in childhood. It's a tidy idea, and there's a little truth in it. But here's the problem. On its own, it doesn't actually hold up, because time doesn't feel like it's smoothly, evenly shrinking year after year. It feels like it disappears in chunks. Whole months you can barely account for. Entire seasons that left almost nothing behind. The math can't explain that, so something deeper has to be going on, and it comes down to a strange truth about your own mind. You do not actually measure time while it's happening. You measure it backwards, by how much of it you remember. Your brain doesn't keep a clock running in the background. Instead, when it wants to judge how much time has passed, it does something sneaky. It looks at how many new, distinct memories it stored in that window. A lot of fresh memories, and a stretch of time feels long and full. Very few, and that same stretch feels like it barely happened at all. And nothing in the world creates memories like novelty. The very first time you do anything, your brain snaps to attention and records it in rich, vivid, high-definition detail. Your first day at a new school, your first kiss, the first time you drove a car completely alone and realized no adult was coming. Those moments are burned in. You can still see them. That's exactly why childhood feels so impossibly long when you look back on it. When you're young, almost everything's a first. Every single day hands your brain something it has never seen before, and your brain carefully files all of it away. So when you look back, that time is absolutely crammed with memory. Packed. And a stretch crammed with memory feels like it lasted forever. Now picture an ordinary week in your life right now. You wake up at the same time. You take the same route. You sit at the same desk or in the same room, looking at the same screen. You eat something familiar. You go to sleep. Your brain has seen every piece of that 1,000 times over. So it does the efficient thing. It stops recording. Why would it waste space storing another Tuesday that looks identical to every Tuesday before it? Routine gets compressed down into almost nothing, a blur, a placeholder. And later, when you go looking for that week in your memory, there's simply nothing there to find. Researchers have a name for the things that break the routine. The new job, the trip somewhere unfamiliar, the move to a new city, the moment your whole life quietly changed direction. They call them temporal landmarks. They're the pins your memory uses to hang time on. They're how you can say, that happened the year we moved, or that was the summer everything was different. And here's the quiet tragedy of getting older. Those landmarks get further and further apart. The firsts run out. The big changes slow down. Life settles into a groove, and the groove gets deeper. With fewer landmarks, whole years blur into one another. A year with nothing new in it barely leaves a mark at all. That is the year that vanishes, not because it went faster, but because you recorded almost none of it. So sit with that for a second. Time isn't actually speeding up. You're simply saving less of it. And there may be something even more physical happening on top of all that. In 2019, a researcher named Adrian Bayan put forward a fascinating idea. He suggested that as you age, your brain literally takes in mental images more slowly. When you're young, your mind captures snapshots of the world at a rapid pace, a fast stream of fresh pictures. More snapshots in every moment means more seems to be happening, and time feels slow, detailed, and full. As you get older, those signals travel through a larger, more worn network, and they move a little slower. Fewer snapshots per moment, less detail packed into each second. And so the outside world seems to rush past you faster and faster. It is still just a theory, but notice it points in the exact same direction as everything else. The more richly you take the world in, the slower time feels. And this is the moment where it all stops being depressing and turns into something kind of incredible. Because if time speeds up when life gets repetitive, then you already know how to slow it back down. Not with more hours. Everyone gets the same hours. You slow time down with newness. Every single time you do something for the very first time, you hand your brain a fresh memory it's forced to record. You plant a new landmark. You stretch the year back out, on purpose. A trip to a place you've never been, a skill you're genuinely bad at, a different route home for no reason, a real conversation with a stranger, anything at all that your brain hasn't already filed away 100 times. People who keep chasing new experiences don't just tend to be happier. When they look back on the very same year, they remember more of it. Their time feels longer, because in the only way that actually counts, it is longer. There's even research suggesting that moments of awe, standing somewhere vast, seeing something that stops you in your tracks, physically expand our sense of time. The world goes still, and a handful of seconds suddenly feel enormous. You've felt it. A view that made you forget to check your phone. Time opened up. So here's the thing I want to leave you with. That endless childhood summer wasn't long, because you had more time. You had exactly as many hours in a day back then as you do right now, not 1 second more. It felt endless because you were paying complete, total attention to a world that was brand new to you. Every smell, every sound, every ordinary afternoon was something you had never experienced before, and you drank all of it in. And then, somewhere along the way, the world stopped feeling new, not because it actually ran out of new things to show you, but because we slowly stopped looking for them. We traded wonder for routine, and we barely noticed the trade. The good news is that your brain never changed the rules. Hand it something it has never seen before, and it will hand you back that long, slow, golden kind of time you thought you'd lost in childhood. You can't add years to the end of your life, but you can make the years you already have feel fuller and slower and longer. And it starts with today. So before this one blurs into all the others, go find something new.